Hey, peace world. Wifey inside listening to some slow music. So I gotta. I'm out here. I'm outside. But let me jump into it, man. Some sports talk, some weekend wrap up type stuff. You saw what you saw what the thumbnail was. This Filipino Canadian young lady. I think she's 18 years old. Leylah Fernandez is up in. She's out in Flushing, New York, taking scalps of highly ranked opponents, and that's what sports is about, man. Right now, what's going on with the mental health stuff? Osaki, Naomi Osaki, Sha'carri Richardson, maybe Ben Simmons to a degree. Um, the stuff that we saw with Simone Biles, which was a little separate for me personally, but so let's talk about it. I really wasn't familiar. I saw that Naomi Osaka was bounced from the U.S. Open, but I wasn't aware of who did it. Tuning in today and catching the round of 16 and seeing, I'm all right. How are you? That's good. And seeing Fernandez against the 16th ranked player in the world, Angelique Kerber, who took out Sloane Stevens. I'm like, let me check this matchup out. And then Kerber had Fernandez on the ropes going into the second set and could have put it away. But the 18-year-old started expressing herself and celebrating her small wins and gradually put her game together and wins the second set. I think that one might have ended in a tie that she ended up winning. And then she basically just walked Kerber down. I think Kerber is 31 or maybe 33. 30, maybe 31. But she just walked her down in that third set. Her coach was pleading with her to keep her energy high. And the young woman went out there in front of however many, people that they fit in that stadium and played a hell of a match. And that's what I tune into sports for, man. All this crying and not being able to deal with defeat, the stuff that's going on in boxing, all this hand picked fights and all this stuff. I don't have time for it, man. My time is valuable, and so to turn on the TV and see that young lady show out the way she did, the shots that she was coming up with, the way that she just wrestled that game and wrestled the will away from Kerber, who was the more polished player, won everything but the French Open. That's the U.S. Open. She's won Wimbledon and the Australian Open. So now, before this, Fernandez also took out the aforementioned Naomi Osaka and came back against Osaka. So I'm excited to see what this young woman does in the future. I didn't get to see what the Alcaraz cat. I think he ended up losing that first set, but he was 18. He's also 18 years old and from Spain. I had to go do so. I'm a very casual tennis fan, so I'm not sitting here trying to give you no details about all of it. Other than the fact that the young lady, took down the 16th ranked player in the world in New York City or Flushing, Queens. But yeah, I'm excited to see what she does the rest of the way. And this is, when I'm looking at somebody like Naomi Osaka, who had all I saw was the headline or the sound bite. She doesn't know the next time that she's going to play tennis. Um, you know, she's constantly out here making a lot of statements. She had on and this is nothing, it's nothing wrong with this. This isn't the worst thing in the world, but because she had a New York Liberty jersey on. I saw on this lady named Kat Adams or Katrina Adams. I saw on her Instagram account where Naomi Osaka went and spent a lot of time with a tennis academy in Harlem, New York, which was predominantly, young black tennis players. So she's out with the community outreach. You know, she's rocking the WNBA New York Liberty jersey since she's in New York. She's making all these statements and showing how thoughtful she is of everything, and she supports all of this stuff and stands with all of this stuff. But sometimes you got to focus on legacy. You got to focus on being a pro. You got to focus on being dominant. You got to focus on the bag. You got to focus on the field. You know, these other players, they don't sign up for these. You know, it's not boxing. Tennis is not boxing, and it's not football or baseball where it's an organized sport. You go out there on your own, one-on-one, and you got to figure it out. Especially in the women's game, you know, 2 sets you can be out of there. It can be a night for you, just like it was with Coco Gauff against Sloane Stephens. So yeah, you know, you want to say all these different things and celebrate and champion all of this stuff, but at the end of the day, you are a professional tennis player and a highly ranked one. So again, when you go out here and run into some of these young players that are hungry and want to compete, competing is the number one thing for them. And you know, I think again with Naomi, you know, that's her trying to give some kind of answer and kind of being honest and showing some vulnerability. And she said that before, that when she's being questioned, she likes to she tries to give the best answers possible and the most thoughtful. And cut all that out. That stuff is not important. Learn to take control of the situation and control of the narrative, and only put out there what you want to put out there. You don't have to you don't have to give nobody the best answer. You give them the answer that they need. You know, you satisfy your media obligations, and you stay in control, and you get out in front of what you want out there and what you want to be known about you and what you're going through. You're sharing too much. Look at Bill Belichick. Look at Tom Brady. You know, look at some of the guys who've been at the top in their respective professions and sports and whatnot. And like I said, why is everybody trying to reinvent the wheel? All of this stuff is out there. What are you trying to do this? I'm gonna go out here and try to do this differently. I'm gonna try to do this new. Nah, it's all kind of examples. The same with Sha'carri Richardson, who didn't look good running in the 200 yesterday in that Diamond League thing. But why are you out here trying to do something different for the first time instead of just copying? Football is a copycat league. A lot of sports are copycat situations. Just do what the other person was doing and keep it moving. But looking at, so who else was out there this weekend? So I talked about Naomi. The other story that was, you know, looking at Sha'carri Richardson, watching her run at 200. Plenty of time for her to put it together and figure out what she was doing to get on the, you know, to become an international story and to become, you know, a must-see athlete. Plenty of time for her to get it together. And again, I'm not that versed on track to sit here and talk about what's going on with her. I thought it was a good thing. I thought it was a good thing to see her compete. I thought it was good that the race was overseas, and you know, to maybe get away from that 100-meter, go out there in the 200 and test that out, and kind of pick up the pieces and put things back together piece by piece. And you know, I don't know what the young woman's financial situation is. I don't know what's going on with the endorsements or sponsorships and whatnot, how much she has to be seen. You know, what obligations she might have, but is it possible to find her? And I think that was the last event for the Diamond League. So, you know, maybe it's a couple of weeks to get away, regroup, get off of social media, recommit to what was working for, find herself, find her confidence. You know, if she's going to go out here and go out on her own and she's not trying to accept any help from Allison Felix, and none of the other, and not have any allies and not have any friends, she can choose to do so. But I don't know. We'll see what happens there. The other thing, this is an international sport, but it was another thing about individual sport. But I was checking out this cycling race that was going on over in Spain called La Vuelta, Vuelta, and that was 21 stages to this race. And today I just watched this cat named Primoz Roglic, and then it was another cat, Adam Yates, I think, from Great Britain, and then Jack Haig. All of these guys were competing to get on the podium. But this performance that I saw from Primoz Roglic was just phenomenal. He went out to win the stage and the time trial, I think. No, to win the stage and to win the overall race. And again, it's just mano a mano, one-on-one. And he went out there and got it done. And it was some time that he had to shave off the dude in front of him, so on and so forth. Again, I'm not trying to get all technical with it, but I'm just saying, man, there's some compelling sports out there, and it's some people doing some phenomenal things and keeping the main thing, and just going out there performing, preparing first, and then performing when the match starts, or when the gun sounds, or when at the start. And I think some of these athletes, man, that they just got to get back to what they originally got started in these sports for, and that's to beat the person in front of them. And I heard that from the young lady, from Leylah Fernandez. She was talking about she just was trying to beat whoever they put in front of her. I thought that was very boxing like. She was like, I knew I had the confidence. She said, I'd known for a long time that I had the ability and the skills to go out here and beat whoever is in front of me. And so I just love that, man. I mean, and Canada, actually, it's another kid that Canada has. It's a young man that they got that's a hell of a tennis player. I think he made it to the semifinals over at Wimbledon, I want to say. I can't remember his name. But yeah, you got to go out here and figure out a way to be able to compete, to be able to win, and to go out there and all of the pressure and getting embarrassed, losing, just stay focused. Always be prepared. Go out there, play your heart out, and live with whatever the outcome is. So I know it sounds simple, but that's kind of my weekend in sports. We'll see what happens, like I said, moving forward with Leylah Fernandez. I mean, hell, she playing with house money from this point moving forward. I mean, you took down Naomi Osaka, then you turn around and take down Angie Kerber. Barty is already out of the field, I believe. It's a lot of big names that are still left. But it's based on those two wins. I mean, she probably arguably has the best wins in this tournament. Maybe barring whoever took out Barty. But yeah, that's it. Like I say, don't pay me no mind, man. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Let me get on out of here. I got to run to the store real quick. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. Peace.